Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.
Hey YouTube person, it's time for my Friendship is Magic Season 3 retrospective. We hit a number of significant character milestones this season, the biggest obviously being the whole Twilight is now a princess thing, and I for one welcome our new Alicorn overlord. Season 3 seemed to be all about completing Twilight's character arc, with 3, technically 4 episodes devoted to it. In Crystal Empire, Twilight had to battle the forces of darkness and some seriously confusing instructions from Princess Celestia.
In the end, it must be you and you alone who ultimately assist Princess Cadance and Shining Armor in doing what needs to be done to protect the Empire.
So no pressure, kid.
After learning the meaning of sacrifice and that battles with centuries-old dark sorcerers is not appropriate testing material, I hope, Twilight's next big episode is Magic Duel, where she faces off against a superior mage. This teaches her humility and the limits of her powers. Twi's arc culminates with Magical Mystery Cure, where she moves beyond her role as student by accomplishing what even Starswirl the Bearded couldn't, and is transformed into an Alicorn. This is probably a good time to go over some of the issues related to Twi's new status. If it even needs to be said, her character arc is over. Finito. Done. Welcome to the top of the heap, kid. So in Season 4, it would probably be a good idea if the writers transferred her to a more support role for the other main characters. Next, there seems to be some speculation among the fans that Twi is now immortal, and frankly, I'm not buying it.
There can be only one.
Or in this case, too. Immortality speaking, I'd say that Celestia and Luna are probably the exceptions and not the rule. Follow my logic on this one. Let's say that Cadance, for example, was born an Alicorn, which would mean, however rare they may be, Alicorns are a naturally occurring pony subbreed. So if all Alicorns had elfish close enough, immortality, then there would be more than 4 of them right now.
That is, unless violent death is more common among Alicorn princesses than one might imagine.
But wings or no, I'll always remember Twilight as a gibbering maniac driven to hysterics by tardiness.
They grow up so fast.
The next character to achieve a significant milestone was Rainbow Dash, in the episode Wonderbolt Academy. Now in retrospect, my review was maybe a bit harsh. It's a different episode tonally than a lot of the other ones, and my jerk-knee reaction to change is,
"You will be exterminated!"
But on subsequent viewings, the episode really encapsulates how much Rainbow Dash has grown throughout the show. Lightning Dust is very similar to who Dash used to be. Confident in her abilities and very skilled, but also conceited and arrogant, with no use for anyone who can't keep up. Throughout the episode, we see Dash showing legitimate concern for the other cadets and how her actions affect them, and after a speedline-tastic rescue of the other main 6, Dash stands up to Spitfire, even at the cost of her dream. And anyone who thinks that Dash isn't worthy to be the element of loyalty needs to watch this scene.
No disrespect, ma'am, but there's a big difference between pushing yourself as hard as you can and just being reckless. And if being reckless is what gets rewarded around here, if that's what it means to be a Wonderbolt, then I don't want any part of it.
Now that is loyalty. Another great Dash moment comes in Sleepless in Ponyville, when Dash saves Scootaloo and takes the flightless wonder under her wing, literally and metaphorically. And awe. Just awe. Like Twilight, Rainbow has really grown up over the past 3 seasons, but her arc isn't over quite yet. As I pointed out in my Wonderbolt Academy review, the episode ends abruptly. This is perfectly excusable if we see Dash achieve her goal of being a Wonderbolt with more high-flying action in Season 4. While Twily and Dashy received all the big character milestones, Spiky Wikey got a surprising number devoted to him, starting in Crystal Empire, where Spike turned out to be integral to saving the day. Then in Spike at Your Service, we saw Spike's ongoing identity crisis on how to be a noble Dova in a land of tiny horses. In Just for Sidekicks, Spike confronts his gluttonous side and learns that going through life fat and stupid is no way to live. In My Little Pony, Spike is the odd man, dragon out, in more ways than one. Spike is the only dragon in Ponyville. An accepting place to be sure, but still. He's also the only one with a Y chromosome. This all adds up to Spike being a bit of an outsider. And he does have a very interesting arc going with challenging his more dragonish traits as they appear. This makes him a very interesting character. He may be small and cute now, but when the little guy grows up, he's going to be able to curb stomp skyscrapers. And his ongoing battle with his more natural, and one might argue darker nature, has been an interesting journey, and I look forward to seeing where it goes in Season 4. Controlling the beast within is an ambitious goal, because to quote Yuri Orlov from Lord of War, you can fight a lot of enemies and survive, but if you fight yourself, you'll lose every time. AJ is the last character whose development I feel the need to comment on, because she goes in almost the opposite direction as most of the others who still have growing up to do. To illustrate what I mean, if I had a problem and I needed it cowered from, I'd call Fluttershy. If I needed a problem made worse, I'd call Rainbow Dash. If I needed a bunch of random bull unassociated with my problem, I'd call Pinkie Pie. If I needed 3 new problems, I'd call Twilight. If I needed a problem whined at, I'd call Rarity.
I am not whining. I am complaining. Do you want to hear whining?
Pal, cut the feed.
Easier done than said.
But I thought you wanted.
But if I wanted a problem solved, I'd call Applejack. The character trait of being the responsible one has more than once turned around and bitten her right in the... AJ's primary development has been a process of letting go. In Apple Family Reunion, AJ learned not to micromanage and run things into the ground. In Season 1, she learned that it's okay to ask for help. In Season 2, AJ learned not to be afraid of coming in second. And interestingly, in Season 3, we kind of get an explanation for why she's like that. In Apple Family Reunion, we see a photo of 2 ponies posed American Gothic style, possibly Applejack, Big Mac, and Apple Bloom's parents. Then at the end of the episode, we see 2 shooting stars over the farm. My conclusion, Apple Mom and Apple Dad are dead as...
Lot of orphans on this show.
It's actually hard to say how Season 3 compares to the others because it's, short. Only 13 episodes. I'm not really sure why they decided to go with this weird half-season format, but now I'm going to break down the per-episode scores. Crystal Empire, 4 out of 5. Strong comedy, but a weak antagonist. Too many Pinkie Pies? Too many weird Pinkie clones. 3 out of 5. But watching paint dry? Classic Twilight. One Bad Apple. Good message, but kinda boring. 3 out of 5. Magic Duel. Best Season 3 episode. 5 out of 5. Sleepless in Ponyville. Rainbow Dash finally takes a Padawan, and a darker tone make this a must-see. 4 out of 5. Watch it or Luna will kill you in your dreams. Wonderbolt Academy. Sorry fellow brony, I'm in the minority on this one, but the rushed ending and Spitfire the Terrible really hold this one back for me. 3 out of 5. Apple Family Reunion. A small character-focused episode with a lot of charm, but not much action. And honestly, how many barn raisings do the apples do? 3 out of 5. Spike at your service. Fun character interplay, but not much action. Seriously, the Timberwolf King at the end was awesome, but didn't do a darn thing. 3.5 out of 5. Keep calm and flutter on. Discord's back. Go see it. 4 out of 5. Just for sidekicks. Is just okay. 3 out of 5. Ditto for games ponies play. 3 out of 5. And 4 out of 5 for Magical Mystery Cure. The pacing felt fast, but thanks to Celestia, the acorn thing didn't happen. One thing I noticed about the overall episode quality is that there aren't as many standouts, but there aren't as many turkeys either, which makes sense because the season is short and all. But in the end, I'm left with one very important question. Where's Derpy Hooves? Season 2 was a derp stravaganza, but Season 3 rolls in, and what do I get? A split-second shot of her derriere in Crystal Empire? A crowd shot in Too Many Pinkie Pies? Another crowd shot in Magic Duel? And a background shot in Magical Mystery Cure? Now for other notable moments. In Crystal Empire, Twilight refers to the Crystal Heart as a relic. Now, relic and artifact can be used interchangeably, but relic refers to a preserved portion of a once-living being.
Private, are you saying that the Crystal Ponies ripped the heart out of some crystally monster and are now displaying it like a trophy?
Maybe.
Damn, that kicks.
It seems like a faster way to have weeded out the fake Pinkie Pies would have been to ask, hey, what's your real name? 'Cause it ain't Pinkie Pie. Do you think Luna ever walks in on any embarrassing dreams? Season 3, Tom's back. Okay, this is a spoiler, but here's my favorite scene from Wonderbolt Academy. Ha! Now join me and the children of the village in a hearty rendition of
Fluttershy, Fluttershy, Fluttershy can hardly trot.
well, I'd say,
Wait, I sense a disturbance in the force, as if a marketing executive made a very stupid decision and got paid a big bonus.
oh right. You may have heard about the possibility of a spin-off series from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic called Equestria Girls. My first reaction to this was,
Are you insane?
apparently, the main six travel to Earth and take on human forms and attend what looks like high school.
Are you insane?
I don't even want to think about it. They're probably going to repurpose the bad guys as generic mean girls.
Cha, I just got off the phone with my EFF Nightmare Moon. My Sweet 16 is going to be just perfect. And I'm not going to invite those goody-goody elements of harmony.
Good thing it's not going to interfere with the continuity of the main show. Thanks for watching, and keep your eyes peeled for upcoming reviews of Transformers Prime and Legend of Korra.
That's all, folks.